In the headlines, President Tinubu condoles with families of Niger tanker explosion victims. DSS arrests NLC President. Labour unions demand immediate release. Still in the headlines, Security and Exchange Commission warns against infractions in capital market. On the international scene, we will tell you that Israeli army targets homes, kills 33 in Gaza. And in sport, you also hear that slain Ugandan Olympian burial set for September 14th. Many thanks for joining us on the main news on Liberty Television. My name is Afno Musa. Now the details. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has sent heartfelt condolences to the government and people of Niger State on the petrol tanker explosion on the Bida Agei-Lapai Road on Sunday in Niger State. The tanker explosion had claimed the lives of 48 people and 50 livestock. According to the Niger State Emergency Management Agency NEMA and the Federal Road Safety Corps FRSC, many people were injured in the accident, which also involved a truck loaded with cattle and passengers. Responding to the disaster, the special advisor to the president, Bayo Onanuga, on Monday said the president commiserated with the families of the dead and injured victims. The president also sympathized with the owners of the shops affected by the tragedy. President Tinubu further directed relevant federal agencies in transportation and road infrastructure to redouble their efforts and work with the state government to enhance the safety and security of travelers and residents. Tinubu says his administration is implementing some critical initiative to equip the police with the tools and training to protect and serve the citizens. Tinubu, who was represented by the Vice President Kashim Shettima, said this on Saturday at the passing out parade of the 478 regular cadet graduate of the Nigerian Police Academy, Wudio Kano. Here's the report. Moving on, the Nigerian Labour Congress NLC has demanded the immediate and unconditional release of its president Joe Ajaero, who was arrested by security agents Monday. In a statement signed by the NLC Head of Information and Public Affairs, Benson Opa, the union has put all its affiliates, state councils, civil society allies, and all patriotic Nigerians on the highest state of alert in the light of the development. In a related development, the Trade Union Congress TUC has also condemned the arrest of the president of the Nigerian Labour Congress, Joe Ajaero. The TUC's president, Festus Osefo, said the arrest of the NLC president is unjust and a clear violation of the rights of freedom of association and expression, fundamental pillars in any democratic society. Ajaero was arrested at the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport in Abuja on his way to the United Kingdom on the invitation of the Trade Union Congress TUC of Britain. Away from the NLC story, the Joint Admission and Matriculation Board JAM has warned candidates against group processing of the Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examination UTME and direct entry DE applications. In a statement via its weekly bulletin, the JAM said UTME and DE applications should be conducted by candidates themselves, not through schools or agents. JAM said the group processing approach has often led to inaccuracies and complications in the records of UTME and DE candidates, adding that it has noticed that a significant number of data correction requests arise from the mishandling of candidates' information during group registrations conducted by schools. JAM also advised parents to ensure their children or wards complete their registration for any of the board operations personally. He said registration for the UTME and other processes of the board are integral to the educational experience of the candidates. Still talking education, the federal government has instructed that third-party research grant funds of federal universities and research institutions be excluded from the Treasury Single Account (TSA). This was made known in a letter signed by the Acting Executive Secretary of the National Universities Commission (NUC), Chris Miyaki. The Minister of Education, Professor Tahir Mamman, convened the President's directive to the Coordinating Minister of Finance and National Economy, Wale Edun, instructing the exemption. Miyaki emphasized that the directive allows universities and research institutions to manage their endowment funds accounts in commercial banks, granting them more autonomy. According to him, the decision will boost the financial independence of universities and research institutions, promoting research and innovation in the country. Still talking education, the federal government and the Academic Staff Union of Universities (ASU) have met to address the lingering issues bedeviling the education sector across the country. Liberty News correspondent Phoebe Kure brings us the details.
This is the third meeting between the federal government and the Academic Staff Union of Universities in order to resolve the challenges faced by the Academic Staff Union of Universities across the country. The Minister of Education, Tahir Mamman, in his opening remarks, says government is working to fashion out modalities to address the issues. He announced that a committee has been set to address the concerns raised by...
So for this, the work continues until we decide at a point for us to have a meeting again.
The ASU National President, Professor Emmanuel Osodeke, also speak.
There are some progress in some area, but there are still some area not uncovered. So we are working together before the end of this particular period. We are building the government will resolve most of these issues and will have peace, progress, and very smooth academic calendar. But for now, there are still issues that we still to look at. And we are going to be interested soon also to look at those issues.
University lecturers across the country had earlier threatened to down tool over federal government failure to meet its demand, which includes welfare, funding for universities, security matters, among others. Phoebe Kure in Abuja, Liberty News.
Now away from the educational sector, the Senate Ad Hoc Committee probing into the alleged economic sabotage in the petroleum industry has postponed the public hearing slated for September 10th to 12th indefinitely. The Red Chambers had inaugurated a 15-man Ad Hoc Committee on July 22nd, 2024, headed by the Senate leader, Senator Kweyemi Bamidele, APC Ekiti Central, to fish out economic saboteurs in the petroleum industry that have held the country hostage in the last 10 years. Senator Bamidele, in a statement issued Sunday, said the public hearing had been due to legislative exigencies aimed at further deepening due diligence and further consultations. The lawmaker also explained that the ad hoc committee would communicate a new date for the public hearing to all stakeholders in due course to Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, NNPCL, to immediately reverse the recent increase in the pump price of premium motor spirits commonly known as petrol. In a letter dated 7 September 2024 and signed by its Deputy Director, Kolawale Oluwadare, Serap claimed that the petrol price hike is illegal and unconstitutional. According to the Serap, the petrol price hike represents a fundamental breach of constitutional guarantees and the country's international human rights obligations, especially as citizens face worsening economic hardships. Serap has also requested relevant anti-corruption agencies to investigate allegations of corruption and mismanagement within the NNPCL. Operatives of the Department of State Services (DSS) have taken control of the Abuja office of the Socio-Economic Rights and Accountability Project (SERAP), demanding access to the organization's directors. This came hours after DSS personnel arrested the president of the Nigerian Labour Congress (NLC), Joe Ajaero. The information was contained in a tweet from Serap's official X account on Monday, stating that DSS officers were present at their office and requesting access to the organization directors. A total of 61 foreign nationals contained in the RIP is deporting foreign nationals from the country between 2020 and 2022. 70 foreign nationals were deported from the country. The Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) has opened its online portal for the accreditation of media organizations and journalists covering the upcoming Ondo State governorship election day by its National Commissioner and the Chairman of the Information and Voters Education Committee, Sam Olumeko, announced that the portal is now live and will remain open until midnight on Thursday, October 31st, 2020. Still talking election, a member of the House of Representatives representing Basa and Jos North Federal Constituency, Daniel Asama, has described the recent appeal court ruling on the constituency's by-election as a testament to the power of democracy. Representative Asama made this pronouncement while speaking to members of the House of Representatives press corps on the ruling.
The lower tribunal in Bauchi, I want to say this victory is a testament to the power of democracy, and I want to also express my heartfelt appreciation to the legal team that led to this able success.
Extended the hands to his main rival, Mohammed Gwani of the People's Redemption Party, PRP. Now from Kano State, where the Kano State House of Assembly in the state. The decision was made following a request submitted by the Deputy Governor of the state, who doubles as the Commissioner for Local Government, Comrade Abdul Salam Gwazo, and read by the Minority Leader of the National Assembly. Dala said the law provides for the appointment of interim caretakers in the absence of elected leaders for a period of 3 months, and the law also allows for an extension of 2 to 3 months when needed. In an interview after the plenary, Dala emphasized that the caretaker chairman would vacate his Haruna Michelia has been released by his abductors. However, the judge's wife, Magistrate Benta Michelia, his driver and police orderly are still being held captive. The chairman of the NBA Meduguri branch, Hamza Zana, confirmed the judge released the newsman. Recall that Justice Michelia, alongside his wife, driver and a police security guard, were abducted by armed men on Monday, June 24th. Now we take you to Kaduna State, where bandits in their large numbers invaded the primary health care center at Kuyalo, east part of Benengwari local government. The bandits initially targeted a nearby Government Day Secondary School, arriving around 9 a.m. on Monday, September 9, 2024, onto the health care center, located in close proximity. According to him, the bandits, who were seeking to abduct students, instead took 2 female nurses and several patients hostage, leaving the community in a state of panic. Meanwhile, an eyewitness said the bandits came into the healthcare center. A statement signed by the Director, Media and Advocacy, said in one of the hair cream containers were recovered rate of operations and general investigation during examination of cargoes going to Ireland. The statement added that another consignment of 24 parcels of cocaine weighing 862 grams, also hidden in hair cream containers meant for delivery in UK, was equally intercepted at the same company on Friday, 6 September, while it took
bilingual news platform. Liberty is a station that we love so much.
Thank you so much for staying tuned to the main news on Liberty TV. Now to the business against individuals and entities that engage in activities that are contrary to laid down regulations in the capital market. Director General of SEC, Timi Agama, said the Commission is committed to protecting investors, including those in the crypto space, and therefore enjoin participants in the market to play by the rules. The DG also disclosed that the Commission decided to take the recent steps of issuing approval in principle to 2 crypto exchanges because it observed that Nigerian youth were becoming increasingly interested in the digital space, and so it was important to provide regulation, clarity, and indeed the protection of investors, which is its primary responsibilities. The federal government has signed a $1 billion iron ore steel deal with China. This was revealed in a statement by a special advisor to the Minister of Solid Minerals Development, Minister Dele Alake Kainde Bamibeton. The deal was signed for Kogi State as a breakthrough in the federal government's campaign to make local value addition to the model of development in the solid mineral sector. While addressing the promoters, Chart and Capstone Integrated Limited of Nigeria and Sinomarch of China on the sidelines of the visit of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to China in Beijing recently, Alake pledged the cooperation of the federal government with the promoters to ensure that we elected with almost 95% of the vote. On his head, Mohammed Shafi told reporters in the capital Algiers that out of over 5.6 million voters recorded, about 5.3 million voted for the independent candidate Abdel Majid. Najib Mikati, the plane with 48 people aboard, skidded off the runway in the remote eastern region of Papua on Monday, injuring several passengers. Poor weather. The ATR-42 aircraft belonging to Trigana Air was taken off from an airport in the remote Yapen Island, Regency, to Papua capital on Monday morning when it skidded off the runway. The flight was carrying 42 passengers, including a baby, and 6 crew. The local search and rescue agency said in a statement that some passengers were injured and traumatized by the incident. Now up next is the international news segment.
Are missing after the Fong Chau Bridge in Futo province collapsed. Mr. Ho added, it is unclear if there have been any deaths. Part of the 375-meter structure is still standing, and the military has been instructed to build a pontoon bridge as soon as possible. Yagi, Asia's most powerful storm this year, has killed more than 60 people since it made landfall in Vietnam on Saturday, bringing strong winds of up to 2 and flash floods. The country's Minister of Agriculture and Rural Development said on Monday. A 68-year-old woman, a 1-year-old boy and a newborn baby among them. More than 250 people have military sites in central Syria, the Syrian state news agency reports. Sana'a cited a health official in Hama province on Sunday night. A UK base in the forested here Abbas area. And finally from Tanzania, Tanzanian President Samia Suluhu has denounced the brutal killing of a senior member of the main opposition party Chadema, who was kidnapped, beaten and doused with acid. On Friday, Muhammad Ali Kibao, 69, was forced off a bus by suspected security agents while traveling from the country's biggest city, Dar es Salaam, to his hometown Tanga. His body was found in Ununio, the waterfront district of Dar es Salaam, local media reported. The post-mortem found that Mr. Kibao had been severely beaten and had acid poured on his face. Party chairman Freeman Mbowe told the media. President Samia condemned the brutal acts and called for an investigation into the murder. My name is Andy Ohene.
Hello, good evening and welcome to Entertainment News. Friends number and was also signed by Her Excellency Ambassador Matita Samati, the African Union Commissioner, and also the Commissioner of Health, Humanitarian Affairs and Social Development. Nigeria has also received a similar invitation letter for the South African music event that has caused excitement and discussion within the African music community. The AU standards the invitation to alert with its policy for strategy. Olympic gold medal winner Constance said that the period could remain etched in the people's memory. The next Paralympics will take place in Los Angeles in 2020. Yes. On our last but not least for entertainment news this evening, Ashaka Rema Omale among headlines for the Promised Land Festival in Nigeria. The International Festival have emerged as one of the ways Nigerian artists are exporting Afrobeat to the global audience through captivating live music performance. Superstar Rema, Ashake and Omale have all made the lineup for the star set for the headline in 2024 edition for the Promised Land Festival. Rema is built to perform in the second day that will be gracing the Promised Land category and music from the band. We have Stasi Sheyi, Vibe, Shelly Poppy, Tiwa Savio, Promise DBN is also there, and Cargo Major Luga is also there, and Uncle Khalifa will also be performing too. So, and that is a wrap on entertainment news this evening. I am Victoria and do enjoy the rest of your news, right? Yes. Thank you.
The funeral of Uganda Olympic runner Rebecca Cheptegei, who died in Kenya after being set ablaze by her boyfriend, will be held on September 14th in her home country. The 33-year-old who competed in the women's marathon at the Paris Olympics last month succumbed to severe burns on Thursday, 4 days after being doused with petrol and set alight at her home in western Kenya. Boko is the location of Cheptegei's family home and lies on the border with Kenya, about 380 kilometers northeast of the Uganda capital, Kampala. The doctors said she had suffered burns to more than 80% of her body after the attack on Sunday last week. Police also said it was carried out by Cheptegei's Kenya partner, Dixon Ndema Marangash, who also suffered serious burns and is being treated in the hospital. Still talking sports, Team Nigeria's 7-medal haul at the Paris 2024 Paralympics, which ended on Sunday, marks the country's worst outing at the summer event. Nigeria finished the tournament with 2 gold, 3 silver and 2 bronze to finish in 40th position. On Sunday, Nigeria's Folashade Oluwafemi broke her world record in the women's medal in the process. It was an incredible performance from Oluwafemi, who took Nigeria's tally at the Paralympics to 7 medals overall. Team Nigeria had previously claimed 3 medals on the penultimate day of the event, with Ishao Ogunkule winning para table tennis bronze, Bose Omolayo bagging para powerlifting silver, and Flora Ogunwa claiming women's javelin silver. Benue State Governor Haisit Alia has sacked the Vice Chairman of Lobby Stars Football Club of Makurdi, Dominic Oifa. This is even as the governor, who spoke through his technical advisor on media and publicity and strategic communication, Solomon Ibref, said henceforth the club will be under the leadership of the Benue State Sports Council. The governor also considered a new board of the club headed by Dr. Philip Ongo, Dr. Olongulu Malu, Solomon Andy, Harry Yachi, Francis Ejega, with Sir James Ipo as the representatives of the government. The governor directed that all management should hand over to the board members. Still talking sport, Jannik Sinner has won his second Grand Slam title of 2024 after he swept aside Taylor Fritz in the US Open final, shattering American hopes of a first male champion at the majors in 21 years. World #1 Sinner, who won his maiden slam of the Australian Open in January, became the first Italian man to triumph in New York with a 6-3, 6-4, 7-5 victory. For 23-year-old Sinner, it was Carlos Alcaraz pocketed the French Open and Wimbledon titles to take his major collection to 4. The two men have cemented their places as the powerhouses of the tennis new era. Now up next is the Sport News segment.
Welcome to Sport News. As the Nigerian economy struggled through Thursday, September 5th in Abuja, says it has more than 8 different packages where Nigerians can win thousands and millions with as little as 50 naira and 200 naira, which guarantee participation in multiple draws. The CEO of the company, former Nigerian International, Sunday Adeleye, noted that this is one of the ways Nigerian economy can stand firm. Also, Obiora Emanuela, the company's head of corporate communication, stated that they want to produce millionaires daily with 70 billion.
We thought about creating jobs and then, of course, the opportunity that Nigerians need to elevate them out of poverty. This can also go well as part of it because, you know, when you talk about lottery, it's about good cause. You know, there's no negativity in lottery. Lottery was part of the good causes that were used to build the U.S. our own economy.
And then at the same time, we have different packages that students can get from. I mean, not secondary school students, please. Students that are above the age of 18 that are in the university, they stand a chance to win that because it takes care of their house rents, bills and all of that, known as the mega draw. So in total, we have